Hello, guys and gals. We are going to talk about day 4 of Junior BizTown. This lesson is about financial literacy. So when your parents get paid, they receive a paycheck from their employer. At Junior BizTown, your paycheck will come from your business. So each of you, when we go in that day, will be assigned to a business, and you guys are going to get paid from that particular business. Your success at Junior Achievement BizTown depends on good money management skills. Money management includes things like being able to write a check and keep track of the money you put into an account. Each time someone does business with the bank, citizens are performing a transaction. So that's just a fancy word that means an agreement or an exchange. Today we'll learn and practice some of these skills. All right, so when you receive a paycheck, the check will have your name on the line that says pay to the order of. So here, we're missing our name right here. So I would put Miss Richardson. Oh, my pen does not like certain letters. Miss Richardson. All right, so we're going to pretend that Scott Montgomery, he's the one that signed the check. He wrote me a check for $8.33. That's where whoever's the check is being written to goes on that line that says pay to the order of. So the CFO, which is the chief financial officer of a company, will sign the check to you and sign the bottom, will address the check to you and sign the bottom of the check. When you deposit or cash your check, you have to endorse the back of your check. So on the back of every check, it's going to have a space right here that says endorse here. And there's a couple of lines. And that's where if you are going to the bank and cashing your check or depositing it, you have to sign your check. It has to have a signature on it. All right. So let's look at these couple of questions down here. It says, imagine you have earned your first paycheck at Junior Achievement BizTown and are ready to make a deposit. What type of check is this? Well, if you look at the memo line right here, you know that this is payroll. This is how much money you've earned working at your business. Which business wrote the check? Well, right here, it tells us who the check is from. So Junior Achievement BizTown News wrote the check. Where did you endorse the check? Well, in order to cash the check, you're going to have to, or deposit it, you're going to have to sign the back of it under endorse here. And it says, why did you sign your name on the back of the check? Because that's the person who the check is written out to. All right, hopefully that you guys understand. All right, so here is a deposit slip right here. So when you take a check to the bank, you're either going to deposit that money into either a checking account or a savings account, or you're going to cash the check. So when you cash the check, that's when you sign the back of it and you give it to the teller, usually with your driver's license, and say, I want to cash this check. And that's what you'll do. But if you're going to deposit some money from that check into your account, you have to fill out a deposit slip. All right. So your name has to go on the deposit slip, the date, and if you're getting cash back, you have to sign it. This is if you get cash back. This is signature required for cash received. If you're depositing the entire check, you don't have to sign it here. This is if you want cash back. Well, right here, this is where you're writing how much your check is for. They give you several lines because sometimes you'll take more than one check to the bank at a time. Like if it's your birthday, you might get 3 or 4 checks and you'd write all those amounts here. There is a subtotal line. So if you have more than one check, you would add up all those checks and put it here. If you only have one check, you don't always have to fill out that subtotal line because it's only one check. And then this says less cash received. I know it's hard to see because it's so small. That means this is the cash you want the teller to give you back. Okay. And so then she's going to deposit, or he's going to deposit the rest of it. So it says net deposit. That's how much is going into your account. Even though your check's for $8.50, you want them to give you $1.50 in cash. That means the rest of it, which would be $7, is going into your account, which that means you're making a deposit. Okay, so it says when you deposit a check into the bank, you need a deposit slip. When you deposit a check, you can ask for some cash back at the same time. And that, like I said, that's where you write that on that line that says less cash received. If getting cash, you must sign the deposit slip. Like I said, this is only if you are going to get cash back. Net deposit is the total amount of money going into your account, not including the cash the bank is giving you. Okay, so that is your net deposit. How much from that check is going into your account? Now, a lot of times now, if you ask your parents about how they're paid, a lot of businesses will use what they call direct deposit. That means a business will put your money directly into your account without giving you a physical check. So here at the school, I don't get a physical check anymore. But my money is automatically put into my account, probably your parents as well. So a lot of businesses pay that way now. It is always important though, especially when you're not given a physical check, you have to make sure you keep up with how much is going into your account and what is the balance in your account at all times. Okay, so let's fill out our check register. So first we're going to answer a couple of questions over here. Who is making the deposit? Well, whose name is on it? It's Jennifer Smith. What is the date of the deposit? Whoops. April 17th, 2019. We see the date there. What is the amount of the check she's depositing? Well, the amount of the check is $8.50. And how much cash did she get back? She got back $1.50. So what is her net deposit? How much is actually going into her account? Well, $7. The account number here at the bottom, 234. Why did she sign this? Why did she sign this right here? Why did she have to sign this? Because she got cash back. She got cash back. I'm not going to write that. All right, so it says use the deposit information above to complete this junior achievement BizTown transaction. So Jennifer started out with $10 in her account, and today she's making a deposit. Now we only care about how much money is going into her account. We don't have to worry about the $1.50. She got cash, so we don't have to add that to anything. But we're going to write the date. So this was April 17th. I'd put the year. I just have to write really small. And then this is if we're taking money out of our account. We're not taking money out of our account. We're not writing a check or anything. We're actually depositing. So here I have a little minus sign and here I have a little plus sign. So I am adding $7 to my account. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my balance with how much I'm putting in there. So now my balance isn't 10 anymore, it's $17. Okay, so your register, you always keep it totaled on that last column, and that tells you how much money you have in the bank. All right, so we've talked about a deposit slip, we've talked about a check, and we've talked about keeping up with everything in what is called the register. The register. All right, so here is a check that's been made out to Carly Smith. So the first question is, whose name is on this checking account? So that would be Carly Smith's. So she wrote a check. It's her checking account. She wrote a check to whom? She dated it. She wrote how much the check is worth. $3.25 will come out of her checking account. She wrote those words. You always have to not only write the numbers, you have to write those numbers out in words. So $3.25 out of 100 cents, right? There's 100 cents in a dollar. So 25 over 100 is how you write the change. It's always a good idea to draw a line through the rest of that line so no one can add any more money to it. Nobody can add another word in there. And then you always have to sign your check once you write it. And over here, a lot of people don't always fill this part out, but it's always good to remember, why did I write that check? I don't remember. Oh, it was for a birthday, someone's birthday. Okay. So who wrote and signed the check? So the person that wrote and signed the check was Carly Smith. From what bank was it written? Well, here's the name of the bank right here, Junior Achievement BizTown Bank. To whom was the check written? Fantastic Cards. Fantastic Cards is who the check was written to. And what is the check amount? The check amount is $3.25. What is the account number? Account number is always at the bottom, usually on this side on a real check. It's always on this side. They put it over here. That's fine. Still on the bottom. And why was the check written? It was for a birthday. Probably money went into a birthday card. All right, so we're going to practice filling out our deposit slip. So it says you received a check for your birthday for $30. Where did I put my pen? I'm holding it. All right, so our check that we have is $30. Okay. Now I'm going to the bank. This is my account. So I'm going to take my $30 check. I'm going to put today's date on it. So it's September 30th, 2021. And take it to the bank. We get our check, we endorse it, we sign the back of it. And we want $20 into our account. That means we're going to keep $10 in cash. So right here where it says less cash received, we want them to hand us $10, which means we're going to deposit $20. So that's our net deposit. I don't know our number, our account number, but since I'm getting money out, I must sign my check in cursive. Okay. All right. And we just filled out the deposit slip. So checking accounts is what you use mostly day to day when you go to Target, when you get gas, you use your debit card, so on and so forth. And savings account is where you keep money that you're going to hang on to for a little while. All right, so let's watch this little video. I'm going to pause this for a second.
Hey, Wall Street Willie, you already told me what a checking account is and a savings account is, but what's the difference? Well, what kind of difference do you want to learn about? How do you go about taking money out of the checking or savings account using an ATM or moving money from the account to another account? Well, with a checking account, you can move the money freely, which means you won't have any restrictions, but with a savings account, you might have a restriction on the number of times it can be done within a month. But both checking and savings account have debit cards for ATM withdrawals, which is taking money out of an ATM. Well, is there a difference between the interest earned from each of them? Yes, there is. A checking account usually pays no interest, but a savings account pays some interest. Currently, it is 0.1% to 1.5% per year, depending on the bank. Well, that is real low interest. Anyway, what should the checking and savings accounts be used for? Like, are their uses different? Yes, their uses are different. With checking accounts, they should be used for day-to-day expenses, and with savings account, they should be used to save for short to medium-term goals. And you can also use it for an emergency fund. Is there a restriction on how many checking or savings accounts that I can have? No, you can have any number of checking accounts and savings accounts. Yay! But is there a difference in the fees that the bank charged us in a checking and savings account? Yes, there is a difference. In checking accounts, you usually have to pay a $10 to $15 monthly fee. With a savings account, it's only a $5 to $10 monthly fee. That fee is also waived if a minimum balance is maintained, which means a certain amount of money is kept in the savings or checking account at any given time. But how do I even choose a checking or savings account, like, or some better than others? Yes, it is better if you choose an FDIC-insured bank so that your money is safely kept, and for a savings account, you should usually look for a high interest rate. You should also look for low or no monthly fees with both a checking account and a savings account. Well, thank you very much for telling me the difference between a checking and savings account, Wall Street Willie. You're welcome, Super Cooper. Remember, finance is your friend!
All right, I know you guys loved that video. It was so much fun. All right, that's it for today. So you guys have a good day and I will catch you guys later.